Someone posted a comment, some useful ideas in it or not. Here we go. I have to respect you for using logic over your feelings. Rare occurrence these days. How dare you? My feelings are not more important than fact, because I found out that my feelings don't actually need to be there. How I feel today doesn't affect the fact whether I'll die or live. But thank you. Greetings, sir. Stumbled across your channel some time back. Subscribed. Watched your videos. Some compliments. However, I have made some observations about you while watching your videos. It appears that you can look at both sides of your political system. They're not sides. That implies there's... Let's go on. Good and the bad in both. Call it like it is. I try to. I'm trying to find some good. We don't need a two-party system, but let's move on. It appears that you can look at both sides, but I was wondering if you might consider putting together a video or series of videos on the homeless problem in the city of Portland, and any other that you might have experienced. I only know about Portland for this. I've only been homeless here. I trained for this, if you want to call it that, by having a dad that went through the Depression, teaching me stuff, and practicing from the safety of my own home, but it was in Eastern Oregon. And also practicing in Portland. I actually have to admit that. I went through the motions of being homeless. Didn't imitate being homeless, but did all the things you need to. At one point had to get food stamps, but most of it was, how would I do XYZ under these conditions? Anyway. I'm only a YouTube viewer. I have no aspirations to start up a channel. I was too. I'll be waiting for your first video. I've actually gotten people to do this just by saying that. I don't know why. Once you put one up, you're going to start posting. You won't be able to stop. Ask and serve. He's tried to quit twice. He's not going to. Love him so much. I have gathered that YouTube pays out money to videos that are at least 10 minutes or longer. So if you have a YouTube channel to make money, my suggestion is type the videos is make one be interesting to you. YouTube pays based on whatever they pay on. They make the rules up on an Etch-a-Sketch. I wouldn't assume even for a second that anything you just said is accurate, because they will change their answer, but okay, continue. It's my opinion that short and sweet, right to the point, is what works best to keep a viewer's attention. I also don't want to waste their time. I'm not suggesting you do a man on the street type report. I have. 15 takes later, it's bad. You say you are a homeless person and so can give the viewers an inside look at what is involved. I think the people, and I don't mean politicians, are open to hearing just what is involved with the homeless and want to know what might be done to solve it. There are only a few things that I'm just going to interrupt you here. The only things I know that can solve the homeless problem is to realize that it's not a homeless problem. In most cities, the economy and society are based on pushing everybody forward like cattle towards the butcher room by fearing them into not quitting when they should. And part of that is knowing every day that you're going to see a mentally ill person, a drug out person, a drunk person, or a person who's just emotionally and socially exhausted, who's miserable. And then people see me and realize, no, you can't be broken. I was told that today. Anyway, up till now, most of what is proposed or actually done has not worked. None of it was ever supposed to work. Even the tiny house project had to be sandbagged. That's not the right word, but sabotaged. By the way, I'm literally barred from going into, again, I'm not allowed to go into. California is poised to throw millions of dollars at the problem. My concern is that Miss Brown is probably not too far off from doing the same in Oregon, and the homeless will not benefit from a dime of it. No. Low-income housing downtown is government subsidized. What happens to the money? They charge double the cost for the actual room instead of actually just lowering the cost and making it where people can move into cheaper housing. That way, all of the other places say, look, they're more expensive on paper, That way they can upcharge too, so it drives the price up. And if I move in, I'm not supposed to pay a dime. But it still puts money in the pocket of whoever the developer is. And he only has to do a certain percentage, and the rest of the building is allowed to have upper prices. It's a great way of gouging the market and upselling it at the same time. They only do it for preferential treatment to get the building put up. After that time is over, it's expensive. And they kick out the homeless people, if you didn't know that. I don't want to get political here, but need to point out that it is a concern. It always has been. The actual solution to homelessness, if you're not aware of it, is to de-incentivize overpricing houses and stop thinking of them, this is actually very hard to do, as an investment. It's housing. It is shelter. Oh, well, I can buy and sell it. I can flip houses. Yeah, that actually doesn't bother me. But when people say, I'm investing my life in this house, it has to gain value, I'm willing to pay extra. You were tricked into money pitting your life and wonder why you're broke and homeless at 60. You know how many people I know who are homeless that lost their house because the banks fucked up? 20% of them at least. They're all mostly normal like me. I mean, I'm considered normal by Portland standards. It's pretty damn depressing, actually. I know how all of this technology works. I also know how to destroy it. And I'm incentivized to do so. To keep it working, because I rely on it just like you do. See, that's where the sanity kicks in. I'm not shitting in my own bucket. And most of you are that way too, thankfully. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in a real world that would work. Except I can't build a little shanty in some shed town that they leave me alone at. Out by the, literally on that side of the tracks, just outside of the city boundary. They won't let us build little shacks and at least not die in the middle of winter. We have to incentivize you going inside, but you don't let us. And we die every year. When the trolls pop up and try to derail your progress and bait you, ignore and block them and carry on. Apologize for the lengthy reply. Thank you, sir. I just wanted your perspective on the homeless problem. I have nothing to gain by any of this. Doing a video series on being homeless in Portland isn't going to fix anything. There were, at one time, a couple of reports from various cities that explained what the problem actually is. We don't like that answer because you're blaming us. So they erased them. Reality isn't important. It's the effect, consequences, and whether or not someone's bottom line or their future is good. The most terrified man in the room is going to be the one who's running the corporation because he knows he can fall very far. The least terrified man on this planet is Bill Gates. Not because he's rich, but because he's throwing it away. Because he knows it doesn't mean anything anymore. It's not relevant. It's just paper and gold. Makes a nice present wrap, doesn't it? Putting a bow on this thing, this reality of ours. That's what he wants to do. I hate Bill Gates. He's literally Satan. He is. He was when he was running Microsoft Corporation. Now he's trying to buy his way out of hell. I hope he wins. Look below in the description for why. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. And I do appreciate your request, but there's only a few things that cause all this, depending on which city you're in. There's no need for a series. Just got to open our eyes.